Hi, good afternoon. My name is Terrence. I want to go ahead and touch in on some of the top items and things that could possibly get you banned or suspended from Amazon, get your account suspended. So, want to go ahead and talk on some of these subjects for you so that you can get an idea of some of the things that you probably won't want to do and some of the things that you just really need to pay attention to. I'll be looking over to my left a lot because it's where I have the majority of my notes, but this is something for you to listen to, jot down the notes as you need to, and feel free to take a look at the nice Amazon background there. So, first off, starting off, may sound easy enough, but selling quality products, right? So, Amazon has a huge brand to protect. They want to make sure that everything that's sold on there is valid and authentic. The easiest way to avoid some of these issues is to just basically sell high quality products. Now, one of the main things is if you receive enough reports, negative reviews that they're poor quality, your account can be banned. So even if someone is, maybe someone just disliked the product, but if they get too many of those over and over, you have the opportunity to be banned or to be suspended or even banned, which is a hassle in itself. So we want to go ahead and make sure that we're selling authentic original product. And even though you can be an FBA seller, which is at the majority of the times that you probably won't even hold the item, you want to make sure that you either grab one of those items and test it before you send it over to Amazon so that you know exactly what they're getting and what they're sending to your customers, right? Because you're the name on the brand and you're going to be responsible at the end of the day. Next topic here. Selling prohibited or unregulated items. There's a if you go on to Amazon, you'll see they have a fully listed thing of items that the things that they cannot sell. If you try to sneak that on in any way or maybe change the key wordings on it, put it in an area that it doesn't belong, if you are found, which eventually you will be, your account can be suspended or even banned. So it's just something you don't want to do. Don't take that unnecessary risks into having your account possibly banned because it's just a lot of trouble getting it out of that area if they find out that you're doing that disservice to individuals. Okay. So one of the things about that as well I wanted to bring up. If you develop the product yourself, right, then you have a good idea of its regulatory situation. In cases where you are sourcing a product from a manufacturer, never accept that at claims value. Always make sure that you get the product, test it, and know that's what you're sending out because it is your brand that's going to be on the hook for it. Next topic, late shipments. A lot of this can be out of your control at times. Whether USPS or whatever service you're using to send it out could possibly be late or delayed. Maybe they just had a lot of packaging at that time. But at the end of the day, it does come back to you. So, too many customer complaints regarding late shipments of any type. If they see a type of current estate or they see a pattern happening, hey, we noticed that this blue sweatshirt that you always send out is always late 6-7 days. They will start to see that. They have individuals that work on that, and you can possibly be suspended or banned. So making sure that you have your information that you're sending out, carrying, following up with your customers and things of that nature is super, super important. Once those reviews start to stack up in a negative way, it can go ahead and it can sabotage your account. Canceling of orders. Next topic on our list, canceling of orders. This is a big no-no in the eyes of Amazon, canceling too many orders. We want to avoid this as simple as we can. And one of the main way to do this is keeping up with your inventory. Know what you have in stock, know what you can and don't have. And when you don't have it, make sure that it's taken down or make sure that it's listed on your brand website on Amazon to make sure that individuals can see that it shouldn't be ordered so they're not canceling orders and so that you're not affected by it, right? Because it comes back again. At the end of the day, it all comes back to you being the brand owner. So we want to make sure that we have it in stock. If we don't, we want to make sure that that's known to individuals as well. Next subject, and this is a huge one here. Too many negative reviews. Amazon is really here and at the great part for the customer to make sure that they're getting exactly what they need. So us as a seller, you want to make sure that you're on point with your items. You want to make sure that you're getting back to your customers as quickly as we can. So if you get too many negative reviews revolving something with a certain item, or maybe it's shipping, or maybe a certain item is opened at times or not working correctly. Too many things over and over and over, Amazon's going to sort to pick up on those things and it can get you banned or even suspended. Now, There is no official like number, right? I wish I can give you like a full threshold of if you get 17 of these or if you get 1 through 5 of these, then you will go ahead and get banned. There really is no distinct number about it. Just know that if it becomes a habit and they start and they will see it, you have that opportunity to be suspended or banned. So we want to maintain a focus on having accurate listings for our high quality products and responding quickly to customer issues that you are unlikely to have this problem again. Next topic that can possibly get you suspended or banned from Amazon: poor communication. If you're either not responsive to the customer or Amazon communications, you're putting your account at risk. Most of the times, Amazon may send you a little notice. They'll send you a notification of some type letting you know, hey, this is on your radar. They'll let you know about your account health, or the customer themselves will let you know, hey, this product has been doing this, didn't work correctly in this instance. If you are too late as far as responding to those and touching on those issues, you also have the opportunity of being banned or suspended at that time. So quick communication, along with communication itself in general, is very, very key. The quicker you are, the quicker you can get to that customer, you can turn that negative into a positive. Also, one another way that Amazon has a great way of finding these methods when they're done, right? So buying reviews. You want to make sure that you're not buying customer reviews to try to pump up your product. You want to make sure they're done organically and in the right way, because Amazon's algorithm will find those out and you have the opportunity to be banned or suspended. So make sure when you do have those reviews come through, if they're accurate and authentic, you're good to go, but you want to make sure that you're not buying reviews from customers or anything of that nature. Next on our list, we have inaccurate listings. Super, super big here. If you consistently publish inaccurate listings or poorly describe your products, basically not giving the correct information on what your products are, what they do, what they contain, you can eventually be banned from selling on Amazon. So you want to make sure you are very, very descriptive of what it is you have, what it is that your item does, and what it is that your customer is going to be getting out of the item that they're presenting, right? So if you're getting warned about your listings and you don't know why, you want to make sure that you're looking into, is everything listed on the product correctly, and am I giving all the correct information to my customers? Next on our list, we have wrong UPC codes. This is a big one as well. UPC codes, also known as barcodes, they're an identifier on your product and they're important that they're accurate. If they're not accurate, someone orders something and a different product shows up on their doorstep, then you're dealing with returns, and then you're dealing with products being late because maybe they had a product that they were giving to someone for a birthday gift. Maybe it was for an event and they needed it at a certain time. And then if they have to return the product first in order to get that to you, if they have to return the product first in order to get a product back, the correct product, it just causes a lot of hassle on your end. And we don't want those kind of negative reviews on your brand, right? We want to make sure that everything's on the up and up and keeping your account health as high as we possibly can, because we don't want to see you either get banned or suspended. So another with that as well, I'm sorry. Another one, too many sellers overlook the importance of these codes. Always use an authorized UPC code seller or someone that can ensure that you have unique, legitimate barcodes for all your products. I said this on the last one here, but just to reiterate, because I put it on my notes twice, so it must be big, but providing inaccurate account details, right? When setting up your Amazon account, it is important to provide accurate account information. This includes tax number, contact details, and bank details. Amazon will cross-reference this information and verify it on multiple occasions. And an error in this type of information can get your account suspended or banned. Take the process of account creation very, very seriously. We want to double, triple, and quadruple check on this notion, okay? Because if they want to make sure that not only is the product accurate and authentic, but that the seller is accurate and authentic. We want it all to go hand in hand. Next, and this was a huge one as well. A lot of individuals have their brand on Amazon, but they also have maybe their own, say, independent account or their own website. This is a very, very touchy area here. You want to make sure that you're not leading buyers to other websites. You can't use Amazon as a platform to jump off onto other websites. So trying to move buyers off the Amazon platform is a massive red flag and will get you suspended or banned. You do not want to, you don't want people to jump onto your Amazon page and you're directing them, hey, if you like this, then go ahead and click on this link here to go to our website to see more of our products and features. That will bring up a red flag really, really quick and get you banned or suspended. So really, really pay large attention to that. Great attention to that. Next here, and cultivating all those items that I talked about earlier through the first 10 minutes of this, we want to know about appealing the suspension or ban. So there is a way to appeal as well, and I'll give you information on that coming along here, so going along with my notes. Getting your account suspended or banned means that you have an issue on your hands, especially if you rely on your Seller Central account for your major business sales, right? So that means that Amazon has found something in some way that they feel has perked their interest to either suspend or ban you. Now, the majority of the time, Amazon will give you, we'll call it a overview of some of the reasoning that could be wrong with your account. Sometimes it can be a little gray. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence with whatever they give you and you're following those proper instructions on how to get the account back online. Amazon systems, again, they can identify the problem sometimes where there is none. And so what you can do at this time is the first thing you want to do is literally don't panic. It happens all the time, and there's plenty of ways to be able to get it unsuspended or unbanned. Timing of those things being done very different. Some can take, I've seen some from a week to months at a time. So we want to make sure that we follow all those first rules 1 through 14 so we don't get to this point. But if we happen to get here, we want to, and listen here closely, identify the reason your account was banned or limited. Typically, Amazon will provide you the reason that you were banned, but may not exactly say which listing or product is at fault. It may just ban your whole account. Figure out how the mistake happened. If it's something, say, you have a bottle cap that keeps opening or something, maybe there's some type of glitch in the manufacturing of the bottle itself. So you want to look further into that. But just as a quick example, that could possibly be a reasoning on that note. So figuring out how the mistake happened. Was it poor practice? Did you make a silly mistake? Or is there something inherently wrong with the processes that you're currently doing on your Amazon page? Lastly, fix the identified issues and create a comprehensive POA. That means plan of action. About the problem and how you're going to fix it. This will be forwarded to Amazon Seller Performance team and they will review your appeal. Now, be very clear on this. Your POA, right, needs to be very clear and comprehensive. I know your account is either suspended or banned, so you're very nervous. You're losing sales. What you don't want to do is rush into it, right? You don't want to jump on there and instantly say, okay, this wasn't my fault. Let me get this sent back over. Here's my review. I didn't do anything wrong. That's just going to push you further back. You want to make sure that you're answering Amazon's questions. First thing you want to do is always admitting what you did wrong, even if whatever it is that they said. So if it's, hey, Terrence, your caps on your beard oil keep coming off. What I have to do is I need to go onto them. And as I'm typing up my POA, I acknowledge that it looks like my caps at times seem to have some type of fault to them. And so basically you're explaining that you see that this can be a possibility for a fault. What you're doing from that point is you're letting them know your next steps. Either you're going to a manufacturer, changing manufacturers, going to check your processes and procedures. You're going to upload all that information into your plan of action. You're going to get that sent over to Amazon for a review. What you want to do is you want the first one you send in, you want to make sure it's as comprehensive as you possibly can. You want them to read it once and get it over with. You don't want them to read it and send it back to you, letting you know, hey, well, can you check this? Can you go look for this? So get as much information as you possibly can that first time and get that sent over for review. Now, this is a great way here to kind of summing up everything here. And thank you for taking this time with me overall. The best way to avoid a ban. If you're an active seller on Amazon, then you will likely break a rule at some point. It's going to happen. There's just so many different rules. They're changing, daily. So there's something that's possibly going to come up. This is not the worst punishment in the world. Suspensions are more of a warning and are often overturned when the problem is rectified. Okay, so soon as, if you get what they get, don't panic. let your heartbeat calm down a bit, figure out exactly what they need, get them over that information so you can get back to selling and doing what you need to do for your brand. Bans, however, are much more serious and more likely to be possibly permanent. They can be appealed, but when this level of action is taken, the reasons are usually pretty solid. Anyone who has been banned either does not know the rules or has willfully broken them, and Amazon is very unforgiving for those. So if you're blatantly doing something that they know is against the rules and they're seeing it on occasion on your site, then there's something they're not going to want to deal with, and it's something that Amazon's not going to put up with. As long as you approach your work as an Amazon seller with good intent, do your research and set up solid systems to manage your workflow, you're unlikely to have any permanent problems with your account. My name is Terrence with Sunken Stone. I hope that this information has been beneficial to you. Looking forward to you checking out our YouTube channel, and happy selling.